It's time, man. It's time. We got Todd in the shadows, but it's different this time. Pop song review: Drake and Kendrick's feud to end off feud. So I guess Todd is gonna go over the Drake feud and all what's happening. I didn't expect him to actually make a video on it, which props to him, man. Finally getting to something that's recent. You know what I'm saying? No hate to the Jolene review, but Jolene, that song just felt already out of the social conscious. At that point, people were not actively talking about Jolene by that point. That song was a one day type conversation song. Let's be honest. So we finally got something topical. You know what I'm saying? Also, here's the eats. We got the sandwich, and we got some rice, and I don't know what these ball things are, but they're good, I guess. Yeah, let's get into it, bro. I'm just kind of yapping at this point. That was happening.
Man, I'm just straight up not having fun with this anymore.
Kendrick just opened his mouth.
By that I mean life in general. But I also mean this big rap beef that's going on. In case you haven't seen it, and at this point you have definitely seen it, basically everyone in hip-hop decided that they hated Drake, and they've all been coming for him for months. The first and most important of them being Kendrick Lamar. And it was fun at first, and as of a couple days ago, it's become not enjoyable for me. It's all turned very weird and ugly. And I miss a month ago or even a week ago when this was not so serious. Here's how not serious I was taking it. I was honestly kind of rooting for Drake.
Oh yeah, I saw that on Twitter, bro. I saw that on Twitter. That was funny as fuck. Hold on, let me go let the cat out. Yeah. He was he was talking about how it was impossible for him to win. And honestly, at this point, at the point we're in right now, we're kind of waiting for a Kendrick response. But I personally feel like he doesn't need to respond because, he already kind of won, basically. Let's be honest. The Hard Part 6 was kind of shit. Yeah, but I when I first read the tweet, I was like, okay, this has to be some sort of troll. And to an extent, it kind of was.
To clarify immediately that this is not because I like Drake or I want him to succeed or that I dislike his enemies. Those of you who watch my stuff know that I like Kendrick a lot, and I haven't liked a Drake song in about 6 albums or more. So I wasn't rooting for him in this feud out of affection or being emotionally invested in his life. It's just the same sad, sick, corrupted way that I root for insane long shots. If you put Glass Joe against Mike Tyson, I root for Joe. This is about to be the most shameful detail I've ever admitted, but I swear to God, I was rooting for Machine Gun Kelly versus Eminem. And that was not because I thought he deserved it. I just take no pleasure in seeing Eminem destroy another pathetic contender. I don't need to see the Chiefs win another Super Bowl.
That's a pretty funny mentality.
Rooting for Drake, for laughs. Because I couldn't imagine how or why
as a troll
it could possibly happen. Seeing Drake beat Kendrick in a rap beef would be like seeing a dog being elected president. I root for last place teams. That's what I do. I am aware that this is not a great analogy. It makes no sense to treat Drake as some kind of lovable underdog. Drake is one of the biggest and most important figures in music of the last 20 years. Every time he releases something new, it puts up gigantic numbers. Literally only Taylor Swift can outdo him on the charts right now. So he's not a lovable underdog, because he's not an underdog. And he's not lovable. He's a weird asshole and everyone knows it. I don't think everyone's coming for him out of jealousy. So I wasn't taking this seriously. I just wanted to see something unexpected and funny happen. And as of me taping this, it's not funny. I truly hope that I, YouTuber Todd in the Shadows, am not the first person you are hearing this from. Seriously, please watch more YouTubers than me to get the whole scoop, because there are far too many details for me to cover alone. This has been going on for months. But
there's that picture.
How I'd summarize it. Drake and J. Cole did a song together last year, and J. Cole made a reference to the big three of rap. which is Drake and J. Cole and Kendrick.
Love when they argue the hardest MC.
Not really.
Is it Aubrey or me? We the big three like we started a league. But right now,
Look, I wasn't the.
Do you guys agree that that's actually the big three? Like, I don't know. I'm kind of conflicted on it. Because, like, I don't know. Should J. Cole really be there? I mean, he kind of, like, snuck himself in a little bit there, but I think, yeah, Kendrick should definitely be there. Drake, yeah, I think he deserves to be there. I'm not 100% sure on J. Cole, though. I don't know about all that, but
The one who picked who got to be in the big three, getting mad at the broader hip-hop fandom, not me. Kendrick apparently did not like having his name said in the same sentence as those guys, and he put out a diss verse on the song Like That by Future.
motherfuck the big three. Nigga,
it's just Big Me.
Nigga, bum.
This was really surprising to me. Honestly, this whole thing has seemed a little beneath Kendrick. Like, I don't know why he was getting involved, and that just snowballed into everyone taking shots at Drake. Why is this happening? I don't know for sure, but I don't want to dismiss
What did
one
Drake
major
do, bro?
possibility, which is money. Like, here's what's been going on in the background that's been setting this up. Hip-hop had a terrible year last year. Nothing was hitting commercially.
That's true.
Everything about rap felt tired. I like plenty of 21 Savage songs, but I'm not going to get excited for a new 21 Savage record. I know what he's going to do at this point.
True.
He's going to say 21, 21, 21. And he's one of the newer big names at this point. Everyone who came after him either fell off or is dead. But at the start of this year, Megan Thee Stallion
That's
started
crazy.
kicking things off by making fun of Nicki Minaj and her sex offender husband.
These hoes don't be mad at Megan. These hoes mad at Megan's law.
Can we all agree that Megan, like, truly, like, really kicked off this year's, like, hip-hop, just, like, insanity? Can we agree with that?
And
Because that beef was
people
crazy.
were talking about hip hop again. It doesn't seem like coincidence that right after that happened, there's diss tracks everywhere. Chris Brown and Quavo have been desperately trying to get people to notice their own feud that's going on. I can tell you that this has been great not only for the music industry, but for the music content industry. Everyone is feasting on clicks right now, except probably me, because I take too damn long to write. But if I were your stockbroker, I would tell you to invest in livestock futures, because beef is doing big business right now. Okay, what immediately happened after this is J. Cole tried to diss Kendrick back, immediately regretted it, and gracefully bowed out.
Man, that's
Smartest move he could have possibly done. Oh my goodness. Look. I made fun of J. Cole for apologizing. And I'm still gonna make fun of J. Cole for apologizing. But at the end of the day, that was a smart decision, man. Because, I mean, looking back now, yeah, bro, like, this guy would have been fucking dead if, like, he kept up in arms against Kendrick. Like, that would have been like just sad to watch, honestly. So honestly, good for Cole, man. He got himself out of the situation.
Lamest shit I ever did in my fucking life, right? How many people think Kendrick Lamar is one of the greatest motherfuckers to ever touch a fucking microphone?
But Drake escalated. I think he had to. J. Cole's not a battle rapper. He shouldn't have gotten involved to begin with. He loses nothing by gracefully taking the L. Drake couldn't afford the same thing.
I guess. I feel like there's a lot of backlash, though. But, I mean, now that we're here, there was backlash at first, but, like, I feel like now that we're here in like, the state that we're in, I feel like a lot of people have gained, respect, like, again for J. Cole. Just because, like, they realize now, like, how much of, like, a great move that was to apologize in that situation. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because I saw a lot of people like, oh, J. Cole, like, fucking soft ass, like, pussy, like. At the end of the day, like, he dodged a bullet. Like,
Drake's record in big rap feuds is 1-1. The first, against Meek Mill, he won handily by treating it like a complete waste of time and beneath his notice. He tried the same move against Pusha T and got his ass handed to him.
You are hiding a child. Let that boy come home. Deadbeat motherfucker playing border patrol. Ooh.
Pusha T didn't just insult him, he revealed the existence of a secret child Drake had been hiding. It exposed part of his life Drake didn't want people to know, made him look like a deadbeat dad, and Drake never responded. He just tucked tail and went home.
There's not really much I can say better than Drake Has a Baby. He won. You know, he won off that.
That's important because it explains why Drake can't do that again. He cannot keep running from fights. Like, what are you, chicken? Now, like I said, everyone came at Drake very suddenly. Future, The Weeknd, Rick Ross, Kanye, fucking Chamillionaire had issued a diss track. I wouldn't have been surprised. Like, most of these guys have worked with Drake too. Future released a whole album with him.
No new friends, no new friends, no new friends, no.
Yeah, no new friends, no old friends, no friends. Please be my friend. Yeah,
No
it
friends.
was like watching the assassination of Julius Caesar, just at 2 Future A. But most of these guys don't matter. Rick Ross has something to say. Who cares? Kendrick is the important one. Kendrick was the first to fire shots. He's the biggest name. But also it's just the contrast. Like in the first song, Drake compares himself to Michael Jackson.
Bro, I want away from Michael, nigga, beat it.
And Kendrick shoots back.
Prince outlived Mike Jack, nigga, boom.
And that basically sums it up. Drake is the pop star. Kendrick is the artist. That's obviously reductive. All 4 of those guys had massive hits. All 4 of them have a lot of respect. Yes, including Drake, believe it or not. And also the analogy isn't perfect. Prince was like in a constant creative frenzy of recording, and Michael took forever carefully crafting his stuff. It's the exact opposite for Drake and Kendrick. Drake constantly floods the zone with crap, while Kendrick disappears for years. But, you know, you get the point. And can I say, as the pop reviewer, it's funny that we had a big whole movement called poptimism to make pop music respected, and even though it basically wildly succeeded, pop is still an insult when you use it to describe other genres. Pop rap is an insult. I don't particularly care if Drake is pop or if he uses ghostwriters. From what I've heard, a lot of rappers do. But it is true that Drake and Kendrick's approach is completely different. Like, those rumors have existed for years. His fans don't care. If it came out Kendrick had ghostwriters, it would wreck him forever because they're not playing the same game.
That's true.
Now, when I was saying it would be funny if Drake won, it's just because I didn't know what Drake could possibly say about Kendrick. Like, what are Kendrick's vulnerabilities? I asked people on Twitter, and they said, well, Kendrick worked with Maroon 5. Like, yeah, okay, of course my followers would say that.
Look. I don't care. That song went hard. I don't care. When you think of me, what we used to be, is it better now? You can't tell me that's not fire. Bad Blood also goes hard. I don't care. These songs go hard. Look. Have your little opinions, okay? At the end of the day, those songs were fire.
I didn't expect Drake to actually go there.
You better do that motherfucking show inside the bitty. Maroon 5 need a verse, you better make it witty. Then we need a verse for the Swifties.
It is actually pretty funny that Drake, the pop star, has the room to make fun of Kendrick's pop features, which actually are more embarrassing than Drake's. Drake can say, I was on work, you were on Bad Blood. That song fucking sucks. That is one thing Drake can say for himself. So at this point, Drake is getting points just for not immediately conceding like he did for Pusha T, or like Cole did for Kendrick. But still, a jab about Maroon 5 is not going to be enough. And I just didn't see what else could be said about him. Kendrick is a really famous artist, but he's not a celebrity. I don't know shit about him. And I know way too much about Drake. Like, I'm not going to be one of those people who says Drake is talentless or he's never made good music. No. You can find people who say that. I'm not one of them.
Delusional.
I think if you can't tell why he's so famous, you're kidding yourself. But he's a worse rapper than Kendrick. He's a worse person than Kendrick. He has tons of vulnerabilities that Kendrick can aim at. And Kendrick came for them all.
How many more fairy tale stories about your life till we had enough? How many more black features till you finally feel that you're black enough?
He came at Drake for using ghostwriters, for having cosmetic surgery, for allegedly issuing a cease and desist to make Kendrick stop with the disses. And the elephant in the room. I've never talked about this in my Drake videos because I don't like spreading rumors, especially when they're this serious. But you've heard them, I've heard them, we've all heard them. Kendrick was obviously going to bring it up, so let's talk about it. All right. For years, there have been rumors that Drake is Canadian.
What? Okay, bro.
his grave.
Okay.
And you cannot have such an obvious weak point like being Canadian and not expect Kendrick to make fun of it. So he went after that mercilessly.
Speak on the family, Crody. It can get deep in the family, Crody. Talk about me and my family, Crody. Someone go bleed in your family, Crody.
And at this point, it's just a feud about who's the better rapper and, you know, short jokes, Canadian jokes. But what Kendrick really brought to the feud in that track was something you can't fake. Real, genuine hatred.
I hate the way that you walk, the way that you talk. I hate the way that you dress. I hate the way that you speak this.
Sometimes you don't have to hit specifics. This, for me, was the best line in the song.
I even hate when you say the word nigga, but that's just me, I guess. Some shit just cringeworthy. Ain't even gotta be deep, I guess.
I think we all just had to hear someone say it. Like, why doesn't Kendrick like Drake? He doesn't need a reason. The vibes are just bad. There are bad vibes coming off of Drake. There have been for a long time. It's so
That
weird
video
to
is
remember now, but
very
back when
weird.
He started, he was clowned on all the time for being soft. He was literally an internet meme, and he handled it like he did not care at all, like he didn't even notice, and it made him look, I don't know, like hard to mess with. He could be embarrassing and insecure on record, and then just play it off in public. And at some point, that shit turned, and he got touchy and insecure about shit, leaving weird posts, being strange about women, getting in stupid fights on Instagram.
I remember that. Oh my god, that's so stupid.
Really, really flappable. But at this point, it was still, you know, good to watch. We were all having a good time. It got Kendrick to be fun, which he definitely wasn't on that last album. It got Drake to be interesting. I can't remember the last time I was curious about what he would say next. Like, I just figured Drake would get at Kendrick for being preachy.
I make music that electrify 'em. You make music that pacify 'em.
Like, I'm gonna be honest, that's a speech from Arrested Development ass line. Like, yes, I know the double entendre, but to me he sounds like Common talking shit about G-Funk in the 90s. That's where I thought Drake was gonna take this.
No, I'm too young to get that.
But he also took it much further. And here's where shit gets serious. Like, when Pusha T went after his secret child, it was like Oppenheimer splitting the atom. All bets were off on how personal it could get. I think Drake thought he had to do it because it had been done to him. So he exposed shit about Kendrick. He accused Kendrick of beating his wife.
They hired a crisis management team to clean up the fact that you beat on your queen.
And it would be remembered as one of like the hardest diss tracks that's ever been made, if not literally a half hour later.
Yep.
Kendrick responded with one of the darkest songs I've ever heard in my goddamn life.
You lied about your son. You lied about your daughter, huh? You lied about them other kids that's out there hoping that you come. You lied.
Where he basically addresses all of Drake's family members to tell them that he's a sex trafficking pedophile.
Your son's a sick man with sick thoughts. I think niggas like him should die. Him and Weinstein should get
This was
fucked up in hell for the rest of their life.
this was so crazy, bro. Oh my god, bro. What was this, May 6th or something, bro? May 6th will go down in fucking history, bro. Like, oh my god, just getting online, seeing Drake drop. Okay, listen to Drake, and then seeing that this drop after, bro. Oh my god, fucking crazy day. Like,
Christ. I guess this is why he warned bitches not to kill his vibe.
Jesus.
That song is honestly like a harrowing experience. I felt like I was watching Hereditary. The very next day, Kendrick had uploaded yet another diss track, which said basically all the same things, but with a dance beat under it.
Say, Drake, I hear you like I'm young. You better not ever go to cell block 1.
I was almost relieved, honestly. Meet the Grams was haunting. Like, I went to bed sad, and then I had a sad nightmare. You know, where like it's so sad you wake up in the middle of the night. And then this new one, Not Like Us, put a guilty smile back on my face.
Why you trolling like a bitch? Ain't you tired? Trying to strike a chord, and it's probably A minor.
And it's funny because this is basically going to be the hit of the summer, it looks like. They're already playing it on the radio and stuff. The beat is from DJ Mustard. This is like the first diss battle I've ever seen where the producers were hugely important. Like, I think I've said this before, but I'll say it again. Having friends is a skill. It's a musical talent.
The part I love most is they need me more than they hate me, so they never take shots. I got everybody on safety.
The fact that everyone, including the big producers, seems to hate Drake means that not only is he getting called a pedophile, everyone's going to be bouncing to the sound of him getting called a pedophile all summer. But this is the part where I just stopped enjoying it, and I wanted it to stop. Like, a diss battle, you know, it's just supposed to be about how good the roast is. It doesn't matter whether it's true. It's not supposed to matter if it's literally true that your mom is so fat that when she gets on the scale it says to be continued. But here we're getting to allegations where this does matter a lot. Like, I don't know if it's true that Kendrick ever put hands on his woman. I hope it's not true. I have no reason to believe it's true. I only have Drake's accusation, and Drake hurt his credibility a lot on that track by including a whole lot of no you. Like, no, you have ghostwriters. No, you issued a cease and desist. No, you are bad to women. It doesn't sound legit. Meanwhile, Drake does have a whole lot of creepy behavior around women, including underage ones.
He came up to me and he was like, "Hi, I'm
Look, all this stuff went off starting years ago when it turned out that Drake was trading texts with 14-year-old Millie Bobby Brown. And since then, it's basically just been taken as an article of faith that Drake is doing something shady with underage girls. It makes me uncomfortable to talk about because I have seen the evidence. It seems to me like it's a lot of smoke, but not a lot of fire. Like, I'm not trying to be out here apologizing for rich, powerful men. I know they have many ways to hide their crimes, and I have seen smoke turn into fire many times, so I won't be surprised if it happens again. But I have also seen detective internet mob get it wrong or blow things out of proportion a bunch of times. Like, I know he has like a ton of sus behavior, and there needs to be sus behavior on that shit. But just for me, if I'm gonna accuse him of the worst crime known to man, what I need is like an actual human person to say this man did something abusive and or illegal to me. And I mean like the person it happened to, not a bunch of randos on the internet. But whether or not it was true, like people just kind of wanted it to be true, and they didn't want it to be true about Kendrick. And that, so he basically
that is very true.
And especially because
there is a lot of hypocrisy, like with the Kendrick fans, definitely with the Drake fans. No, don't kid yourself. Like, the Drake fans are way worse. Definitely, the Drake fans are way worse. Like, fucking putting bots and shit on Twitter. That shit's hella annoying. But we can't talk about how, you know, some Kendrick fans have, like, you know, taken stuff out of proportion, like have like hypocritical takes. It's very like people are acting like Kendrick is a saint. He's not a saint. Let's be honest. And like it's the fact that like a lot of Kendrick fans are, you know, kind of praising him as like some kind of god, which he's not. Like, we can see faults in Kendrick too, while also looking at all the faults with Drake, which is a lot more faults. Let's be honest. It's just there's a lot of Kendrick fans that are not seeing everything. Like, their eyes aren't fully open. You know, they're solely choosing to look at all the Drake stuff. But I mean, let's be honest. There is some Kendrick stuff that also needs to be addressed.
Seemed like he believed it, and Drake could not say the same. So in terms of the feud, Kendrick immediately won. Anyone who tells you otherwise has a Drake body pillow that they kiss at night. Like, you can point at things that Kendrick got wrong or missed on,
right?
But Kendrick had already won before the match even started because he's feuding because he wants to, and Drake is feuding because he has to. Kendrick won because everyone wanted him to win, because everyone's fucking tired of Drake. And while I was writing this, Drake finally released his response where he finally denied everything for real, and it sounds like Damage Control. He sounds punch drunk. Like, he wants to say that at the very least he went out swinging. It sounds to me like he just wants to walk off the field rather than going out on a stretcher. Something that allows him some level of dignity so that people still listen to his next album.
And they're gonna listen to that next album.
It just feels really crappy to me. Like, I'm pretty sure Drake will survive.
He will.
Less sure than I was last week, but if he does, then
unless Kendrick fucking Meet the Grams Part 2 or some shit, like, who knows, bro? Like, who knows at this point?
40-track album, his fans eat it up, and we just move on, and we're like, haha. Remember when Kendrick called him a pedophile? Boom, roasted. You burnt. Like, I don't want to sound like a buzzkill or a panty waste. Like, these things used to end with people dying, but I don't know. This all leaves a bad taste in my mouth.
This video has to be
either of
before
these
like the
things are
shooting.
true, it changes my relationship with.
Was the
both of
shooting?
their
Was the
music.
shooting like?
And if nothing happens, then what the fuck?
Something
is the
with
point?
no,
Right
we already
does
know it
Drake
wasn't
have
like
to
Kendrick's
lie on
team. It had it.
Kendrick's wife
Was it a
and or
fan?
out her as a victim when she didn't
I'm not sure.
ask to be outed. What right do either of them?
I don't
have
know
to
how
act
much
like
about
they
the
care
shooting.
domestic abuse or sex crimes when they both worked with confirmed abusers. I realize I'm part of the circus too. I made this whole video. We've all had fun with this, but I feel guilty. Like, I found this clip of Drake talking about why he never released his response to Pusha T.
It was like on this Vinyls beat, and I just found myself saying things that like one seemed really out of character just because I was like deeply invested in the situation and getting very angry. And saying things that I don't know if in 2 years I'd want to hear myself say.
And like, what happened to that guy? That guy sounds wise. But I can feel the situation is getting exhausting to everyone. I think the music part of this is done at least, and then I guess we'll see what's about to happen next. But this situation has changed multiple times just in the couple of days I took to write this. A new track could drop at any moment, so I'm just gonna record a contingency ending just in case more happens. So then, on Tuesday, Kendrick tricked Drake into eating his own parents.
Oh my God! I made you eat your parents.
Situation's not funny, but I'm still cracking jokes about it. Biggest hypocrite of 2024.
Thank heaven for little girls. For little girls get bigger every day.
4 little girls. Keep Drake away. All right. Good video, man. I mean, basically, honestly, really good takes from Todd. Yeah, man, this situation, it kind of feels like it's dying out now at this point. Well, I mean, the shooting was like yesterday, I'm pretty sure. So I don't know if that is going to lead to anything. That might be a little iffy, but. And then we also have this Future and Gunna beef that's happening, which feels very just kind of like, okay, like we're kind of dragging this diss shit at this point. Like I'm not gonna lie, I don't care for a Future or Gunna beef. I could fucking care less, honestly. I'd care less about Future and Gunna. I just don't care about those artists. Let's be honest. But yeah, man. Yeah, very, very interesting. I never expected Kendrick to get the hit out of, all of this. I mean, he did get the hit, but he's also getting another hit with Not Like Us, which is even crazier. Cause that song is a little crazy. I can't even lie to you. And I've literally seen, it was like a baseball game, and they had the Not Like Us music for their pregame music, bro. Like their walkout music, bro. That's crazy. And they had it on like the pregame playlist at like a stadium, like a huge stadium, baseball stadium, like crazy, bro. Like that song is actually gonna be a hit. I'm pretty sure that song's gonna be a hit, which I never really expected, honestly. Because Kendrick was never like Kendrick. I mean, compared to Drake, Kendrick is not the hit maker. I mean, Drake is the hit maker. But it seems like out of this situation, like Kendrick's diss tracks are doing way more numbers than Drake's. Like, I mean, let's not knock Drake. Drake has, been getting the numbers, but Kendrick has been getting more numbers, which is even like more surprising because Drake is supposed to be the numbers guy, right? But he's getting beat out by Kendrick, which is crazy. I mean, I guess that's the reception from the people. They want to hear the Kendrick songs more, even though I do think Family Matters is kind of like a better song than a lot of like the Kendrick disses, but. That might be a very unpopular opinion. I think Family Matters went pretty hard. As a diss track, it did go hard, but I mean, obviously Meet the Grams came out right after, so that kind of fucked it up a little bit. But yeah, like I think Family Matters went hard though. I like, even though I agree Kendrick won, Family Matters still went hard though. Push-ups and then the Heart Part 6. No, that's not good. All right, man. Thanks for watching. Go subscribe to Todd in the Shadows. Go follow him on Twitter, Pinterest, TikTok. Indeed.com, Tumblr, Instagram, What other sites are there? Snapchat. Discord. Does Todd? He probably has a Discord, right? Yeah, he has a Discord on the Patreon, but I can't afford that shit, so I'm too poor, man. Y'all gotta get me monetized, man. Y'all gotta get me monetized so I can actually join these people's Patreons because I'm so poor. Look at where I'm at right now. That kind of says everything. All right, thank you for watching. Remember to subscribe to me. If you, remember to like the video. If you like the video, go like the original video. Go support Todd. Go follow him everywhere. Go just.